ثبت إسلامه بيقين. هذا هو العيب، وهو مذهب الخوارج الذين يكفرون المسلمين بالذنوب.
But the blameworthy takfir, the aib is on the one who makes takfir of people who don't deserve to be made takfir of. They make takfir of people from the ummah, the way that the Khawarij did, who excommunicated people from the religion falsely.
السلفيون من أبعد الناس عن تكفير من لم يثبت كفره، وليس هناك جماعة ولا حركة إسلامية عندها من ضوابط التكفير وكتبت في ضوابط التكفير لتحذر من الغلو فيه إلا الدعوة السلفية فقط.
The Sheikh said that in reality the furthest people away from the false takfir are the people of a Salafiyah, and there's no group, no jama'ah, there's no Islamic movement, there are no groups, no movements who wrote about the rules and regulations, the dawabit of a takfir. There's no group that wrote about warning the people of unjustly making it takfir, except, no group, except the Salafi people.
وليس هناك مؤلف لا مطول ولا مختصر في التحذير من التكفير ومن قتل الناس بغير حق ومن التفجير والتدمير والغدر والخيانة وكل ما يسمى اليوم بالإرهاب. ليس هناك مؤلف قط لغير السلفيين.
The Sheikh said another point is concerning books. There is not a single book, whether that book happens to be a big book, a medium book, short and concise book. There's no book out there where in that book the issue has been written about the impermissibility of what they call terrorism today. Khiyana, being false to your contracts, killing people, assassinations, making all of these issues of excommunications. No books out there, no matter how big, middle, small, except they were written by Salafi people.
والذين تولوا الرد على القاعدة وأفكار القاعدة وعلى التكفير والتفجير في بلاد المسلمين وفي غير بلاد المسلمين هم السلفيون، والفتاوى التي يتناقلها من ينكر هذا إنما هي فتاوى السلفيين فقط، وليس ثمة جماعة قط أنكرت هذه الأفعال ديانة إلا السلفيين، وقد ينكر غير السلفيين على بعض الأفعال من باب السياسة لا من باب الديانة.
The Sheikh, he said, Ikhwani, that those people who took the responsibility to refute Al-Qaeda that we know today, he said the people who made themselves responsible to expose and refute Al-Qaeda, they are only the Salafi people, and that's it. And the fatwa, the religious legal verdicts that the Salafi people used to refute them were also fatwas that came from Salafi people. So there's no group, Islamic group, there is no group that made inkar on Al-Qaeda, and they made, the Salafi people made this inkar religiously because of the deen. The deen made it responsibility for them to make this refutation. He said because there are some people who wrote against Al-Qaeda, but they wrote against them politically, not because of a religious verdict or edict.
وإنما ألصقت هذه التهمة بالدعوة السلفية لأمرين اثنين.
And this accusation that a Salafiyah is the da'wah of a takfir, it has been connected to a Salafiyah for two reasons.
الأمر الأول محاولة تشويه الدعوة السلفية من قبل أعداء الإسلام.
He said the first reason is the enemies of Islam, they want to give a bad picture and make tashwih of the picture and the reality of a Salafiyah. They want to give a bad picture of the da'wah.
ومن قبل أعداء الدعوة السلفية.
And they themselves, they want to make the bad picture to non-Muslims, to enemies of the Salafiyah.
والتشويه من قبل أناس قد وقعوا في الشرك من عباد القبور وغير ذلك، يدفعون تكفير السلفيين لهم بدلالة كتاب والسنة بأنهم يكفرون.
And also to make a bad picture, because there are some people from this ummah who connect themselves to the ummah and they're making worship of graves and so forth, so on. So they want to give a bad picture concerning them in regards to Salafi as well.
أما السبب الثاني فهو ادعاء بعض أفراد القاعدة أنهم سلفيون، فظن الناس أن تصرفات القاعدة هي مأخوذة من الدعوة السلفية.
Another issue, Ikhwani, is that some people claim that Al-Qaeda, they are Salafis themselves. This is another way in which the people want to give a bad picture about Al-Islam, so that the people will think if Al-Qaeda is Salafi, if that's Salafiyah, then it shows this is a bad thing.
والدعوات عموما لا ينسب إليها شيء لادعاء رجل أو رجلين أنه ينتسب إليه، وإنما الدعوة إذا أراد الإنسان يحكم عليه لا بد أن ينظر فيما سطره أئمة هذه الدعوة ونظر في أصولهم ومصادرهم حتى يمكن أن ينسب هذا القول إليهم. أما أن يأتي إنسان ويدعي أنه من الجماعة الفلانية أو من الدعوة الفلانية ثم تصدر منه أشياء مخالفة، لا يمكن ينسب هذا إلى الدعوة التي ينتسب إليها هذا زورا وبهتانا.
The Sheikh, he said, Ikhwani, generally speaking, the different groups and the different calls, generally speaking, they are not connected. A person is not connected to calls one person, two people, and then it becomes the property of that individual. He said generally that doesn't happen. But instead, you have to look at what the Imams of the past said. And you also have to look at the fundamentals and what those people are upon and what they believe in. And you have to look at the masadir, or the sources from where they're taken. As for one individual, he comes and he does something or he says something, and then based upon what he did or he said, people say he's this, he's that, just based on that one statement. This is not enough to justly connect him to that particular thing that they're making him connected to.
من الشبهات التي تطرح حول الدعوة السلفية أنها دعوة متشددة، دعوة متزمتة، دعوة تحرم كل شيء.
Another shubha is that some people say that as-Salafiyya is the da'wah of roughness and toughness, the da'wah of making things difficult, the da'wah of making everything is haram, nothing is permissible.
وهذا لا شك أنه مجانب للصواب تماما. أولا لأن التحليل والتحريم ليس من حق أحد كائنا من كان، إنما التحليل والتحريم من حق الله جل وعلا.
And this, no doubt, is also far away from the truth and detached from the truth, and that's because clearly the ability to make things halal or the ability to make things haram, it doesn't belong to anyone. This is no one's right. This is the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all by himself.
ولذلك يقول جل وعلا ولا تقولوا لما تصف ألسنتكم الكذب هذا حلال وهذا حرام لتفتروا على الله الكذب. فالتحريم ما حرمه الله والحلال ما أحله الله.
The Shaykh, he said, and for this reason Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran, and do not let your tongues describe something by saying this thing is halal and this thing is haram, and thus you incur or you create a lie on Allah. So he said this ayah clearly shows us that halal and haram, they're the sole property of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وليست هناك دعوة تستند في التحليل والتحريم إلى الكتاب والسنة إلا الدعوة السلفية، وكل ما خالف من الدعوات والجماعات والفرق فإنها تحرم ما لم يحرمه الله وتحل ما حرمه الله استنادا لآراء رؤسائهم ومقدميهم.
The Sheikh said that there's no da'wah out there that pays more attention to avoiding this issue and just really making the halal and haram respected and something big in the eyes of the people other than the Salafiyya. He said, whereas you find all of the other groups that go against as-Salafiyya, you find them making haram what Allah made halal, making halal what Allah made haram, by following their opinions, by following the positions of their leaders, by following the positions of what they think should be done and could be done.
ثم أن التشدد أو التساهل أمر نسبي، لأن المتشدد يرى غيره متساهلا والمتساهل يرى غيره متشددا.
As for the issue of being rough and tough and this opposite being too easy, these are relative terms. Relative. The person who is rough, he may look at the other person as being easy, because in relation to him, relative to him, you're weak. And on the other side, the one who is easy, he's the one who, relatively speaking, he sees another person as being tough. So it's a relative term.
لكن العبرة بماذا؟ وما هو الحكم بين متساهل ومتشدد؟ العبرة بالدليل. والسلفيون من أتبع الناس للدليل، لأن دعوتهم إنما تقوم على اتباع الدليل وغيرهم لا يقوم بذلك.
The Sheikh says, so what is the lesson? What is the benchmark? What is the proof in these relative terms to determine who's right, who's wrong, who's tough, who's not tough? He said the benchmark is determined by the proof. And the Salafi people, they're the people who follow the proofs more than anyone else. As we mentioned, the dawah of a Salafiyya is built upon the truth itself and following the truth.
وليس وصف السلفية بالتشدد بأولى من وصف مخالفيهم بالتحلل والانفلات من هذا الدين وترك قيوده، فهم أولى بهذا الوصف.
And describing Salafi people as being rough and tough, people describe them as being too rough. Salafis, too rough, too tough. If they describe them like that, then the other group, they have more rights to be described as people who are just destroyed because of the things that they're allowing to happen, making things halal and haram and other than that. So if you're going to describe them this way, then you have more right to be described as being even worse than that.
من الشبهات التي تثار حول الدعوة السلفية أنها دعوة تزدري المذاهب وتحتقر الأئمة ولا تعتبر لهم شأنا.
From the shubahat is that some people claim that a Salafiyya is predisposed to be against the madahib, and that they disrespect the imams of the madahib and other than that.
وهذه فرية، لأن الدعوة السلفية تقوم على تعظيم الدليل واحترام العلماء، وإنما الذي تنكره الدعوة السلفية هو التعصب لآراء الرجال والمذاهب.
He said, and this is a falsehood and a concoction. It's a firya, because as we mentioned, the da'wah al-Salafiyya is predicated and built upon paying attention and concentrating on knowledge and showing that the dalil is azim. The issue is with the dalil. And as a result of that, you're going to have to respect the ulama. You respect the knowledge, you respect the ulama, you respect those people who are the carriers of ilm. But the thing that a Salafi and Salafi people are against is having a ta'assub, being fanatical in a person, or being fanatical.
وليس هناك كتاب قط لأحد علماء الدعوة السلفية ولا مقال قط يزدري فيه المذاهب إطلاقا، وإنما الذي يوجد في كلام أئمة الدعوة السلفية هو ازدراء التعصب لآراء الرجال.
And you're not going to find a single book that was written by one scholar of a Salafiyya who denounced the madahib, spoke bad against the madahib. You're not going to find that. But what you find in the books of the scholars of Islam is that they denounced and spoke bad against the ta'assub and the fanaticism that the people have towards the madahib.
بل إن علماء الدعوة السلفية هم أعظم الناس تعظيما وتوقيرا للأئمة الأربعة ولمن كان قبلهم، لأنهم يذكرون سيرهم ويقتدون بهم ويعظمون طريقتهم في اتباع الدليل، فإن جميع الأئمة الأربعة كلهم قد جاءت عنهم نصوص مستفيضة في أنهم إذا جاءهم الدليل تركوا أقوالهم لأجل الدليل.
The Sheikh said that the Imams of the Dawah al-Salafiyya, they respect and have honor and hold in high esteem the four Imams of the Madahib. And that is because they read about them, they follow their seerah, they try to imitate them in the way that they themselves, those Imams, used to exalt the dalil, and they used to extract from those dalils. So you find them loving the four Imams and not being against any of the Imams of Al-Islam.
ثم كيف يقال أن الدعوة السلفية دعوة تزدري المذاهب وتحتقر المذاهب ولا ترى أصلا الأخذ عن المذاهب؟ وأشهر أئمة الدعوة السلفية عند المخالفين شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية ومحمد عبد الوهاب وغيرهم، وشيخ الإسلام حنبلي المذهب لكنه يعظم الدليل، ومحمد بن عبد الوهاب قد ذكر نفسه أنه حنبلي المذهب وهو يعظم الدليل، وكل من أدركنا من علمائنا ومشايخنا كلهم يتبعون المذهب الحنبلي وهم يعظمون الدليل. كيف يقال بأنها دعوة تزدري العلماء وتترك وتأمر بنبذ التمذهب ونبذ الأخذ عن العلماء؟